Hello, I'm Prasad. This is KiniNews. Most of us are back to work after the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. But for Anwar Ibrahim and his Madani government, the celebrations are about to begin. However, a PKR lawmaker says the celebrations shouldn't be held at the expense of taxpayer money. It should come out of Anwar's own pocket.
It's not wrong for Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to hold festive open houses in the 6 states where elections are due. This is according to Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Karim. However, Anwar should use his personal funds or funding from PKR or Pakatan Harapan. Hassan suggested that before it's too late, it would be a good move for Anwar to announce that government money will not be used to finance the open house roadshow. He said Anwar must avoid any implication of using funds from the federal government, state governments or local governments. The MP said it would clearly be abuse of power if civil servants and government machinery are used to operate the open houses. Anwar is hosting the Prime Minister's Eid al-Fitr open houses in Kelantan, Terengganu, Kedah, Penang, Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. These also happen to be the 6 states where polls will be held in a few months from now.
BN has one of the most recognizable logos in the country, so it's no surprise that one Amanah leader says it should be shared with Harapan, especially in states conquered by PN.
A Kelantan Amanah leader wants Pakatan Harapan to use the BN logo when contesting in the state and in Terengganu. Qatar Amanah Chief Chair Ibrahim Muhammad said the suggestion is based on several factors. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he said Harapan is still not widely accepted in Kelantan and Terengganu. He also said a single logo would be appropriate to demonstrate the effective unity and cooperation between Harapan and BN. Previously, the media reported that Harapan and BN would cooperate against Pakatan Nasional during the upcoming state elections in 6 states. The situation in Kelantan and Terengganu is believed to be very challenging for Harapan and BN as they were defeated by PN in all parliamentary seats during GE15. As such, Ibrahim said the use of the BN logo in both states was a more realistic option.
Anwar's riot tour is set to kick off in Kedah with a gathering tomorrow, which will also see a lucky draw with 5 motorbikes up for grabs. So it's not surprising why some would expect it to attract thousands.
The unity government's Madani gathering in the PN stronghold of Kedah is set to take place tomorrow. The organizer appears optimistic that the event will attract more than 10,000 people. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and his deputy Ahmad Zahid Hamidi are scheduled to deliver speeches at the event. According to the man in charge of the program, Zamri Yusof, the gathering will start at 5 p.m. Visitors will be allowed to interact with the leaders at the event before and after speeches, said the organizer. Zamri said this would be in line with the objective of the gathering to instill in the community the Madani concept. The concept encompasses sustainability, prosperity, innovation, respect, trust and compassion.
Okay, multi-states riot open houses, check. Human rights reforms. According to Suaram, this is one box Anwar's government has yet to check.
Human rights group Suaram is not impressed with the unity government's political will to introduce policies to protect human rights. Its executive director, Sevan Doraisamy, said Anwar Ibrahim will be the worst prime minister if he fails to deliver reforms advocated by Pakatan Harapan over the years. Speaking to reporters this afternoon, he said the new government has been slow in changing draconian and archaic laws in the country. He also questioned the administration's political will to make the needed changes. He added that they put high hopes on Anwar to do something now that he has the power. Sevan also pointed out how Anwar was on the receiving end of police brutality and a victim of detention without trial. He said with such baggage, Anwar would be the worst Prime Minister if he fails to deliver. Sevan was speaking at a press conference in Kuala Lumpur to launch Suaram's Malaysia Human Rights Report 2022 today.
Opposition MPs can rejoice. There is indication that allocations are coming, but it's perhaps not as much as they'd like.
Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi announced today that the unity government has agreed in principle to provide an allocation for opposition MPs. However, Zahid said the allocation would only be for their administrative expenses. He said the matter was being finalized, with discussions being conducted by Deputy Prime Minister Fadila Yusuf with the relevant parties. He added that an announcement on it would be made by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. He said this to reporters during his walkabout at Desa Kedah, Sadik in Baling today. Previously, Fadila reportedly said that no conditions were set by Pakatan Nasional during initial discussions on financial allocations for opposition MPs. Meanwhile, on a separate matter, Zahid said BN and Pakatan Harapan were in the final stage of discussion on the seat allocation process for the state election in Kedah. Zahid said for the other 5 states, he'll address the matter when he visits those states.
Masking up is important, but maintaining good hygiene practices will go a longer way in keeping COVID-19 outbreaks at schools at bay, according to the MAA.
The government may require students to wear a face mask when schools reopen on May 2nd. However, the Malaysian Medical Association said schools should prioritize hand hygiene to keep COVID-19 cases in check. MMA President Dr. Muruga Rajature said hand washing is more important than wearing face masks in preventing COVID-19 from spreading in schools. He added that only students with symptoms or compromised health should be wearing face masks. Muruga also urged teachers to play their role by reminding students to sanitize their hands more frequently and avoid touching their faces. Muruga's statement came after the government mooted requiring students to wear face masks once schools reopen. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa said she would meet with her Education Ministry counterpart Fadlina Siddiq this week to discuss measures to prevent an outbreak in schools.
Stolen AKAPK data has made its way onto the dark web. In volume, the damage may appear minimal, but it could be just the beginning of something worse.
The Credit Management and Counselling Agency, AKAPK, suffered a data breach last month. Now things appear to have gotten worse for the agency. 20 customers' personal information, including names and MyCard numbers, have been published by cyber criminals on the dark web. The nightmare for the agency does not end there. Now it anticipates and is preparing for the criminals to publish more information. However, it assured its customers that its investigation with third-party cybersecurity experts will continue. The agency also said it is working closely with law enforcement and other relevant authorities in the country. Customers affected by the data breach will be contacted by the agency directly. Previously, on March 30th, the agency decided to take some of its operational systems offline temporarily following the breach. Now it says it will gradually bring their systems back online in stages.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.